Talk about excitement. The Stanley Cup playoffs kicked off this past Wednesday, and 16 teams are going to war for a chance at glory. In the East, the much-anticipated matchup between the Habs and Sens began last night. On this week's Four Downs, where we break down one topic four different ways, we ask, will Ottawa upset the Canadiens in the first round? We welcome Anthony Corneli, Pierre Just, and David Hurley, RBTL contributors. Great to see you, gentlemen. This is a matchup that a lot of people are looking for both reasons. It could be a great story for Ottawa, and it could be a complete disaster for the Habs. Who do you have winning that series?
No matter what the result was last night, I'm actually going to go with the Montreal Canadiens, and here's why. You have Carey Price in nets, a proven goaltender who's won a gold medal for his country. Last year got his Stanley Cup run interrupted into the Eastern Finals. I think he's got a little revenge, and I think the Montreal Canadiens will be really ready to play a nice long playoff series.
I'm disagreeing with you completely. I'm going with the Ottawa Senators in 6 games. Goal with the under on every one of these games. I mean, Carey Price is the hottest goalie in the league. You know, Hart Trophy, Vezina Trophy, but Hammond is just as much on fire. They're the hottest team going into the playoffs. He's 20-1 in his last 21 games, and I think he's made points in his last 23. There's no doubt about it in my mind that Ottawa has that 2013 series still fresh, and they're going to do it.
And Mark Stone has been a huge factor for the Ottawa Senators. He's probably going to win the Calder. He's playing incredibly well. You've got Hammond, which is on an incredible tear. The question for me, and I agree with you, I think the Senators do have a shot at winning this series. And I think a big question mark, and a player that a lot of people are not looking at, is Mike Hoffman. Mike Hoffman has 19 even-strength goals in the league, and that's tying him with Alexander Ovechkin. He only plays about 14 minutes a game. So if people only think that the Ottawa Senators are only Hammond and Stone, they're going to be in for quite the surprise, because this is a deep team.
Yes, they're a deep team, and they have a feel of a team of destiny behind them. They kind of had the feeling that the Habs had last year. And going into this playoff series, I feel like they can definitely cause a surprise. And the way the Habs have been playing lately, not the same amount of confidence, injuries now, they definitely can pull up the upset.
All right, I'm going to have to stop you guys right here. Pump the brakes, boys. Think about it this way. You have two of the best defensive centermen in the league right now. Lars Eller does need a little work, but Thomas Plekanec is a Selke contender almost every year.
And where is he in the playoffs?
He's actually plays very, very well, and he shuts down the opposite team. How do you expect Montreal to beat teams like in the past, beating Pittsburgh, beating Washington, beating last year Boston several times?
It's called stellar goaltending.
Absolutely, but he shuts down Crosby's, the Ovechkins. So you're Mike Hoffman and you're Mark Stone. He's going to shut these guys down. He's done it. He's done it multiple times. Plus, you have PK Subban, who is arguably the Norris Trophy winner this season.
Well, no, because Carlson. Okay, so
Carlson's right up there.
Based on what you've said, Carlson negates PK Subban. In terms of size, except for on defense, Montreal Canadiens don't have size. They're not a big team up front.
Yeah, they do. They have line on their third line. They're very big.
They are battling for possession all the time. They're weak in the corners. They're not strong on the puck, and it's always been one of the Achilles' heel of the Montreal Canadiens. We don't have the size in the playoffs to go against. And last time we played Ottawa, we felt that exact repercussion.
Exactly.
We all know. Sorry to cut you off. We all know in the playoffs it's a goaltender battle, right? So Hammond's hot. Carey Price is hot. What are we looking for now? Scoring. Okay. The Ottawa Senators are the only team in the league this year to have 5 20-plus goals. 20-plus goal scorers, including Carlson. And I think the key matchup will be Carlson-PK Subban. The one who makes the least mistakes on the ice between the two is going to win the series. And I think Carlson's going to be that guy.
I don't think Carlson will be that guy. Carlson takes a lot of useless shots from the point. We saw it this year. He's got 270 shots, somewhere along those lines, and he doesn't hit the net as much. Yes, he has 21 goals, but if you're shooting all the time from the point, Montreal will be able to shut down that point. They'd rather give it down low than let Carlson play with it up high. Montreal will be able to shut that down. I think what you guys are underestimating is the Torrey Mitchells, the Devontae Smith-Pellys, guys who have played in the playoffs, have a proven record, and these are the guys Marc Bergevin brought in.
Better hope he produces.
They will produce. They better hope they produce.
I feel Ottawa has a lot of similar ingredients that the Habs had last year, and we underestimate that. And the way they're playing right now as a unit, with the confidence that they have, exactly. Sometimes having experience is not always the recipe for success. Guys that never been in it before, they're not overwhelmed by the experience, play with confidence. They can definitely pull a surprise.
I'll say this: the Ottawa Senators have been playing playoff hockey for the last 25 games, and I think that will be their Achilles heel. They're going to be burnt out. I think Montreal wins it in 6.
I completely disagree. I think the energy level could be there. I think it's important for a team to get in hot.
Yeah.
LA last year was a perfect example of that. They limped into the playoffs. However, had this huge streak.
They're not limping in.
No, what I mean by that is they had a huge stride in the last 10 or 15 games where it gave them momentum, it gave them belief. And honestly, in that dressing room, are they afraid of the Montreal Canadiens right now?
I don't think they are.
They're
I don't think they're intimidated one bit by the Montreal Canadiens.
Because, like you mentioned, they've played playoffs games. The last 20 games they've been played in a playoff atmosphere, so they're not intimidated. They're going in there with all the confidence in the world, so they can definitely pull the
They
upset.
beat the Canadiens the last 3 regular season games
They
against the
have.
Canadiens.
Don't worry about it. 50 wins in the regular season, you'll see a lot more in the playoffs.
In all fairness, I got to stand behind you on this one because Tokarski was in nets for 2 of those games and Carey Price won 1-1. So I gotta go against you on that one. Stay with us. We're shifting gears. We're talking NBA basketball. Don't go anywhere. Hey, sports junkies, like what you see? Click that subscribe button for more exclusive content.